So number 15, we have 6 minus 2x equals 4x plus 18. This one has variables on both sides. Does either side need to be simplified? Which side needs to be simplified? No answer there. Does either side need to be simplified? No. If I have a constant term and a variable term and a constant term, it's already simplified, right? So the first thing we need to do is put our variables on the same side. So I can either move 4x over to this side, or I can move 2x to that side. So I'm just going to subtract 4x because it's a positive 4x. That cancels, leaving me with 18 on the right. And on the left, I have 6 minus 6x, because negative 2 and negative 4 make negative 6. All right? Brooks, you need to turn around. Now from here, I need to get rid of the 6. I'm trying to get x by itself, so I want to get rid of that. It's a positive 6, so I need to subtract it. Be careful, here's a common mistake. What's left on the left-hand side of the equation? Negative 6x. Remember, just because the 6 goes away doesn't mean the minus sign goes away. That's still there because that's attached to the number that follows it. So this is not 6x, this is negative 6x. And on the other side, 18 minus 6 is 12. And then I divide through by negative 6 on both sides, and I get x equals negative 2. Yes, Paris? Yes. Remember, it doesn't make any bit of difference whether you add them, move them from one side to the other. If you want, we can look at it real quickly. Same exact problem. Let's see if I can make room to do it down here. I'm going to try and fit it on the same screen. So let's say I take the same exact problem. 6 minus 2x equals 4x plus 18. I can add 2x and add 2x. Now, instead of having negative 6x, I have positive 6x. But my answer is still going to be the same, because now to get 18 moved to the other side, I have to subtract it. So instead of having positive 12, I'm going to end up with negative 12 equals 6x. So I'm going to divide through by a positive 6 this time, but what I'm dividing is a negative 12 divided by positive 6, so I still get negative 2. So either way you do it, you'll get the same answer. You know, you'll have it different numbers along the way. Things that are positive in this one are going to be negative in that one, and things that are negative in this one are going to be positive in that one. But that means your final answer will be the same. All right. Other questions? Megan? 18? So let's see, number 18, we have 2 times 4x minus 4 equals x plus 4. Oops. Sorry, I keep accidentally advancing the next slide. All right. Does this one need to be simplified on either side? Yes, this one does. The right-hand side, x plus 4, is fine, but the left-hand side needs to have distributive property. So 2 times 4x is 8x, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, so minus 8. So now I have 8x minus 8 equals x plus 4. I need to get my variables on the same side. So this is 1x there, right? So I'm going to subtract, since it's positive, I'm going to subtract 1x here, and I'm going to subtract it there. On this side it cancels, which leaves me with just 4 on the right. And on the left I have 7x minus 8. Now I need to get rid of the 8, so I'm going to add it to both sides. So I get 7x equals 12. And then I'm going to divide by 7. So x equals 12 sevenths. Since it doesn't divide out evenly, we can leave it as a fraction. A few of you did change it into a mixed number. If you did that, I will give you credit for it, because it is an improper fraction. So if you saw that and decided 7 goes into 12 one time with 5 left over. So if you had 1 and 5/7, I'll give you credit for that as well. Yes, Chrissy? 20? All right, number 20. We have 2 times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 2 equals 2x plus 14 plus x plus 2. Now, it looks big and scary to start with. So don't get overwhelmed, just one step at a time. So what's the first thing I need to do in this? Distributive property. Anytime there's parentheses in an equation, you're going to start by distributive property. And this time there's actually 2 distributive properties. I need to do 2 times x and 2 times 1, and 2 times x and 2 times 2. And actually, really, when it comes down to it, this is a simpler problem because it is all positives. So you don't have to worry, well, yeah, addition. It's all positives, which means you don't have to worry about those negatives, which is what's messing most of you up, is the careless errors with the negative signs. So here I have 2 times x, which is 2x. 2 times 1, which is positive 2. 2 times x, which is positive 2x. 2 times 2, which is positive 4. And on this side, I can go ahead and start combining like terms. My like terms over here would be 2x and 1x, right? So that gives me 3x. And I also have as like terms 14 and 2, both positive, so that's positive or plus 16. Now on the left, I combine like terms. And guys, here's where it's really important that you simplify first, because it's problems like this where I start having people do this, and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to subtract 2x here, and I'm going to subtract 2x here. And if I do that, what have I done? Huh? Well, even beyond getting rid of the x, well, actually, I still have x on the other side, but this is my equal sign right there. Where have I taken 2x away from? One side. In fact, I've taken away from one side twice. So really, this side is now not 2x smaller, but 4x smaller. And this side is the same size as it always was, which means, guess what? They're not equal anymore. If you start trying to solve before you simplify, this is what happens. Okay? Don't start moving things from one side of the equation to the other until you have simplified each side. Okay? Like I said, think of that equal side like an invisible wall. Nothing passes from one side to the other until there's nothing left to do on each side individually. So, instead of doing this and messing yourself all up, combine your like terms. So on this side we have 2x and 2x, both positive, so that gives us 4x, and also positive 2 and positive 4, which gives us positive 6. Now each side is simplified, right? So now we can actually look at solving. So my preference, I'll get rid of this 3x on the right hand side, so I'm going to subtract it from both sides. Notice this time I'm subtracting 3x from the right hand side and I'm subtracting 3x from the left hand side, so now my equation still is equal. So 4x minus 3x gives us 1x. And guys, if it's 1x, you can just write x. I had a lot of people on the one-step equations on the first test writing like 1x plus, and then they would divide by 1 as the final. Okay, you don't need to do that. 1x is the same thing as x. You can just leave that 1 off. It's not necessary. All right, so x plus 6 equals 16. And then my last step is subtract 6, and I get x equals 10. Remember also, especially when it gets these big ones. Now, first thing, there is going to be a time limit on the test tomorrow. This is why there's only 20 questions. But here's how it works. You have the class period to do it. So I suggest you come in, get your desk cleared off, get your calculators ready, be ready to go as soon as the bell rings, okay? You're going to have the entire class period to work. If you do not finish, then you have to circle the ones you don't finish. I will grade the others, and then you can come back during connections, but you'll only get half credit for those that are not finished, okay? Because like it or not, part of math is about becoming efficient at it and being able to do things in a timely manner. You will have calculators, so the calculation shouldn't be an issue. So it's just a matter of, if you're sitting there going, oh, wait, what do I do first? If you don't practice it enough to where you really know the steps, then it takes you a long time. But, the fact of the matter is, this test that will take some of you the entire period and maybe a little over, I could do in 10 minutes. It's not because I'm that brilliant in math, it's just because I've practiced it over and over again, so it's really, really fast for me. It's just do this, do this, do this, do this, okay? That's where we need to be headed. So there will be a time limit. You will be allowed extra time, but just be aware that that extra time is going to be at a cost. You'll lose some points. But if you finish early, remember you can always check your answers. If you have other ones you have questions on and you want to write them down, I will try and video them and put them on online for you. We have 3 times x plus 2 plus 3